Well, sometimes you roll into people, but there was a specific way you had to roll. And I don't really remember all of it, but their theory was if you rolled around in a specific way, it encouraged your body to open emotionally, and it would open your breath. So what was amazing was I'd be rolling around the floor, and then I'd just start crying. And I have no idea why I'm crying. And I guess I was proving their theory that the specific way you rolled around on the floor with them makes you open up emotionally.
You cry a
Have
lot.
either of you ever done anything like that?
I've never cried.
Where you just roll around and cry?
Yeah.
Totally.
No, I usually just like, me and my friends will be like sitting, we'll start laughing, then I like fall down, I roll around, just keep laughing.
But no crying?
No crying.
No.
Never cry.
Yeah, you seem to cry a lot in most of your stories. You're like, and then I cried, and then...
I do?
Yeah, you just told a story in there where you were like, I met this psychic, and then I started crying, and then I'd have to detach myself, and then I'd cry again, and then I'd cry some more.
So do you think I'm a crier?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I am not a crier.
You cried last
Most
night.
moms are.
Well, maybe.
No, then you were like, he said I can't see you for 2 weeks, and then I just start crying, and then I asked for help, and then I'd cry again.
Maybe you should stop listening to my conversations. I think
It's
maybe
kind of
that's-
hard. One time I had to, couldn't go to sleep, so I stayed up, and I happened to be eavesdropping on a conversation you were having.
With who? With Dad?
I don't know. I think it was Sam.
Georgia, you're not supposed to be eavesdropping on my adult conversations.
You were speaking really loud, so it was really hard not to.
It's because I've opened my lower back and my diaphragm is in full use. What do you mean?
No, but you were just like, no way. You're just like really loud.
I am really loud.
Yeah, but then it's hard not to eavesdrop.
Well, no, it's not, because then you close your door and then you can't hear it.
No,
Or then you go, hey, Mom, you're being really loud. Maybe you should not breathe into your lower back for 5 minutes, right?
No, remember when I eavesdropped? Okay, so we were at a dinner one time, and then there was this family next to us, and I eavesdropped on them the entire night.
You told me about that.
Oh, you're talking about on the cruise? Oh, my God.
I had a
She was full blown.
Okay,
like my
okay. So
Rachel.
can I say all the details that I acquired from this?
Yes,
so
please detail me.
The girl that was being dramatic and really nasty was 18. She worked at a old people center. What's it? Retirement home.
Yeah.
As a waitress, and then all the old people would always say that she was so sweet and try to shove money in her pants, but she wouldn't.
In her pants?
In
Are
her
you sure this
pockets.
wasn't a strip joint?
I'm positive.
Okay.
And she said the door wasn't working. And then her older sister was 20, and she had a boyfriend. And then they had a brother, but I don't know who the brother was. And then they had a mom who was there and a grandma who was really out of it. And the rest of the people, I don't know who they were.
Grandma wasn't out of it. Grandma was dancing her bootang off.
Yeah, that's why
and
she
had
was out of the
absolutely no
conversation.
teeth.
No, and
She had
then
no teeth at all.
the 20-year-old sister was named, I think her name was Nicole or something like that.
There was a Rachel. There was a Rachel.
There was a Rachel?
There was a Rachel.
There wasn't a Rachel.
You told me.
No, there wasn't a Rachel. And then the next day at breakfast, they sat across from us, and the little girl got mad because the boyfriend made people move seats so we could sit next to his girlfriend. And then the entire family just got mad, and the little sister put her hood up and put her sunglasses on, and was just really upset.
Are you training to be in the CIA? Is that what you're trying to tell me? Are you a spy?
No.
Are you a sleuth?
And then they went to the breakfast line for a buffet, and I think they were getting omelets. And then the sisters weren't talking.
I think you could be an FBI agent.
Something.
Yeah.
So tell everybody who's listening who Lexie is.
Lexie is my cousin, who's a week younger than me, and she lives in Georgia.
She does, and she's here to visit for the first time ever, right?
Yep.
So I thought it would be interesting for you guys to talk, because you know what's fascinating to me is that you're so similar. But Georgia's growing up in LA, and Lexie is growing up in Georgia in a very small town, like 1,800 people, small town.
I think it's 1,600.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's decreased in population since I left. 200 people left.
Yeah. It's small.
It's really small, but you guys it's been kind of an amazing week because Lexie's been hanging with us big time. And you just never know, coming from a country mouse coming to the city when hanging out with City Mouse, you never know how that would work. What do you guys think about that? Any thoughts? Is it because we go back to the lake every summer and you and Lexie have a relationship based on the lake and everything's pretty cool? What do you think?
Like the reason we're so close and we're so similar?
Why have you gotten along so well on this trip?
Well, we've always gotten along. We've never really had any beef.
No, you never really had any beef. But you never know, you come to this city is very different than your hometown. I'm not going to say your hometown because I don't want anybody to try and find you. But it's really different. What has been the number one difference you've seen so far?
The number one difference is there are a lot more Mexicans.
Yes.
A lot more Asians.
Yes.
There's not as many black families.
Yeah.
And they're like everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh crap, I said it. It's okay. But
he can take it out. She just said the name of our hometown. So where you live?
Yeah, where I live, there's like not as many Mexicans and Asians. There's more Indians because they own all the convenience stores.
Oh, I see.
And then yeah.
So a lot more ethnicity here.
Yes.
Than
Speak up. Oh, okay.
It's a lot more ethnicity here than there, right?
Oh yeah.
So when I went to the same school you went to. Well, no, I went to the same high school you're about to go to, and in my high school it was 20% black and 80% white and no other ethnicity. But you're saying there are also Indian families. Are there also Mexican families that live there now too?
Oh yeah, we have like. In my grade, we have about 4 Mexicans.
Uh-huh.
We have no Asians. We have, I would say, it's a class of 107.
Uh-huh.
So it's not that big.
Right.
So we have about, I would say, 30 to 40 blacks, like 4 to 5 Mexicans. We have no Asians.
Right.
And then the rest are white.
No Indians in your class?
Not in my class.
Okay.
In the grade above me, there's some. In
Right.
the grade below me, there's some, but not in
Some in your
my
school?
class. Yeah, there's some in my school.
Any Asians in your school?
I don't think so.
No. Why would they move to rural Georgia?
That's my question.
There's no industry there. There's nothing to do there. Everybody that lives there goes somewhere else unless you're talking about the Indian families that own the convenience stores that are all local.
Yeah.
They do
Smells like
own...
bananas.
What's that?
So it smells like bananas in here.
Because I just ate a banana.
Yeah,
Goofy.
like my friend, she goes to a different school than me in a different county, and she's like, oh yeah, one of my friends from Canada. I'm like, why did they move to Georgia?
Right.
She's like, I was like, out of all the states in America.
Well, Georgia's a great place to live.
Oh yeah, it is. But the county that they chose, I'm
Yeah.
like, why did you choose that county? Out
Yeah.
of all the counties,
Yeah.
there's like 152 or 59 counties in Georgia.
Right.
There's so many. I'm like, why did you move to this one?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why people move out there. It is really rural. Like, to give
So
people
rural.
listening a point of view, it takes us about an hour to get from the airport. When I was a kid, your grandmother, who's my aunt, Lexie's actually my cousin, but I call her my niece. I used to spend the summers with your grandparents, with your dad and his sister, every summer while my dad was at work. My aunt Phyllis babysat me. We used to put the cooler on the back of the truck and drive for almost 30 minutes to the grocery store and buy groceries for the whole week and put the refrigerated stuff in the cooler, because that was the closest grocery store. That was before Piggly Wiggly was in our town. We didn't have Piggly Wiggly when I was a kid. We had to go to Carrollton.
Oh my.
Or, I just said the town. But anyway, it's not the town we live, but it's we had to go all the way to that town to get groceries. Now, there was a little bitty, like, mini mart sort of thing that had a butcher. And Granny grew just about everything we ate. And Pop would slaughter a cow and a pig, and that's what they ate for meat most of the time. But it's out there, and it's still out there, although you do now have a grocery store and a couple of fast food restaurants, which was
we
not there when I
have
was a kid.
like 2 fast food restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
We have like 5 like sit-in restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
And one grocery store.
And one grocery store. And like 2 drugstores.
2 drugstores. We have a bunch of boutiques.
Right.
And we have one flower shop.
Right.
For some reason, we have a balloon store.
Oh, well, you need those.
Where you can just go in and buy balloons.
Well, you need those. Balloons, yeah.
Sure.
So, big difference.
Oh, yeah.
You
Big difference.
had 100 kids in your whole grade.
My whole grade.
Georgia had 120 in her one academy, of which her school has more kids in her school than your hometown. Her school has 1,800 students. Your hometown has 1,600 people.
Yeah.
That's hugely different. So I want to ask you some questions about middle school, because I know what middle school is like here in Georgia. You can pipe in if you want to. It's so big. There's so many kids that you can kind of be anonymous. Like you can kind of find your own little group and just be in your group and fly under the radar and be anonymous. Is it that way for you?
In my hometown. In my hometown, everyone is in your business.
Oh.
So everyone knows everything about you.
Oh.
So
you mean your classmates or your teachers
your
or
whole
everybody?
Town.
Yeah.
So with those 107 students at my school, you have your groups, you have your popular people, you have your cool people, you have your nerds. You know, you have the typical stereotype of people, but everyone is friends.
Ah.
So you don't have just that one group who is friends.
Mm-hmm.
They're friends with everybody.
Right.
So like we'll like take Uno cards to school and play Uno,
Mm-hmm.
and everyone just comes and plays because everyone's friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like you don't really, you'll have, and since it is such a small grade, everyone has drama with everyone also. So you'll be best friends with someone and best friends with another person, but they have drama, so you can't really hang out with either of them, because then that person thinks you're gonna take their side. So you just go and hang out with other people.
Does that happen at your school, George?
No.
No. No.
Some people just...
Were you asleep?
I was kind of asleep. Most people just, if they don't like someone, they just don't talk to them because they don't have to see them. Like, there's so many people there that they can ignore a person for the entire year and not care.
Interesting.
Yeah, not at my school.
Doesn't happen.
We have 4 hallways at my whole middle school. So you're gonna like see them or be in a class with them at one point in the day.
Right.
So you're gonna have to talk to them or see them. So usually the drama just, you know, goes away after a little while, or they just work it out.
Okay. But at Georgia school, you can just avoid the drama entirely by avoiding the people? No?
Like, if drama starts, people don't know how to work it out and talk to each other, so they just, and I think this is stupid, but they just have drama, go into their separate groups, talk about it, get really worked up about it, and decide not to do anything. Then they start hating each other for some reasons that their groups made up, and then they have all these reasons, and then they get into this big fight and just start hating each other, and usually it doesn't work out because they can't just realize, hey, if I have something wrong with this person, I should talk to them instead of going over and screaming at them for doing something wrong. They just go, scream at each other, and then just never talk.
Interesting. So do you feel like the small town aspect of your school makes it impossible to do that because you are always together all the time? There's no other options? Or do you think they're just not as drama as what she just described? What do you think?
Oh, our school has so much drama, it gets annoying. Because there'll be drama between these 2 people. They're both your friends. Then there's drama between these 2 people, and they're both your friends. And you're like, well, if I hang out with this person, they think that I'm on their side. When I'm really on no one's side.
Right.
You know, I'm just trying to hang out with someone. So it's kind of difficult to live in a small town, but at the same time it's better because then you can just go up to your friend and be like, hey, go work this out, and then they will.
Right.
Because like my friends, they had drama, and I was like, they're like, you need to help me. I'm like, I'm not in this. It's not my problem.
Right.
Y'all two work it out. So I walked my friend up there. I'm like, say sorry for whatever you did, and then work it out. And then y'all be friends again. Then we're all friends again. So it works like that.
Oh, okay. Okay. So are you liking boys yet, Lexie? A little? A little. Interesting. I don't think Georgia likes boys yet. Do you?
Because there are like 3 categories. There are people who are really like antisocial, like only hang out with each other, really like...
You're talking about boys?
Yeah.
Okay.
They like don't talk to anyone, only their friends. There are little elves that are like tiny little boys, and then like curly, just like tiny and annoying.
Are they all curly-headed? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, all
tiny and curly-haired.
And then there's like this separate category for one kid in my class where he's just annoying and high-pitched. I've smacked him.
Who is this person?
This kid. Can I say names?
No. You can
Can I make up a name?
Yeah.
All right.
It can't take you that long to make up a name.
Edgar. Okay, his name's Edgar.
Okay, Edgar.
So annoying.
So you like Edgar? Is that what you're saying?
I've smacked him with my notebook, and my history teacher said thank you, but slicks his hair like this. He's got glasses. He talks like this. His teeth are so far apart, and he thinks he's always right all the time.
Interesting.
We have one of those kids.
He also starts talking to the shows we watch sometimes. Like if we're watching a show, he starts asking questions. He asks questions that he thinks he knows the answer to and then says, oh yeah, I knew that. So one time he was being super annoying. He was ticking everyone off. And he started asking, we were watching a movie of a book we read in English. And he said, he started like talking bad about this really good character. So I turned to him and said, Edgar, you need to shut up. And then I smacked him with my pencil case. And he was like, geez, you're being so annoying. And then like everyone at my little table started yelling at him. He has a separate category.
Oh, he has a separate category. So if you were to like a boy, what would he be like? What would he be like? Would he be tall? Would he be short?
Well, for me, there's like... we don't just talk to the people in our grade or our school. We like can talk to people at other schools. Yeah, because that's how it is.
And talking to people means like liking them.
Well, not exactly.
So what does talking
it's
to
like
people
friends. Mean? I wouldn't say close friends.
Because when I was a kid, we'd say, yeah, they're talking. That means they aren't boyfriend, girlfriend, but they like each other.
They're more than friends, but less than a couple.
Yes. That's what talking meant. But that's not what you say. You call it something else. I ship them or something.
Okay,
no, that's not it, Mom.
We call it talking too, but like we can talk to other people at other schools too. It's not like we only stay in our school because our school is so small.
Yeah. No, yeah, I get that. I think that's true anywhere.
Yeah. And so we have the people who play a bunch of sports, who are really sporty. And, most people go for them. They play sports. You can go to sports, take pictures, And then you have your people who don't play sports, but are, like, kind of just laid back. Kind of the troublemakers, I guess you could say. Then you have the really weird ones who no one likes.
Yeah.
We have a lot.
And they just like stay and play football outside all the time. And then you have all your smart kids.
Yeah.
Who don't look good at all.
Don't look good.
No, but
why don't they
that's
look good?
what Edgar looks like.
They're not pretty. And
so does that mean if you're pretty, you're not also smart?
Oh no, they're super smart. I do agree with that. But they think they are like a hot mama.
Oh.
Like they think they are like the most handsome boy in the world.
Interesting.
So they get all self-conceited, and when you say no, you don't like them, they get butthurt about it.
Butthurt. What is that?
Butthurt. When you
hurt your butt.
It's hard to explain because like basically you get your feelings hurt. Like you're like.
But why do you call it butthurt?
Butthurt? I don't know. I've heard.
What'd you say?
It's like being bitter.
Like being bitter?
Yeah, it's like
you
being
know
bitter.
this term, butt hurt?
Yeah.
I have never heard butt hurt before,
Yeah,
ever.
it's like being bitter towards that person. So like,
They get butt hurt.
so if someone's like, hey, do you like me? And you're like, I like you as a friend, but nothing more, you know? And they're like, oh, and then they're just bitter towards you the whole time. Like, they don't talk to you as much as they used to. They don't, you're not like best friends anymore.
So if you were to be interested in a boy, what would he be like? Because you didn't answer that question.
You were avoiding it on purpose.
What would he be like? Would he be tall? Would he be short? Would he be athletic?
I cannot
would he
have
be smart?
short people.
Would he be on the debate team?
No, I was talking to my. I'm not saying
You cannot
names.
have short people.
No,
Yeah,
I was
no
talking to
shorties.
my
They
friend.
gotta be tall.
And she's taller than me. She said, I'm only dating basketball guys or people who are 5'9" or taller because I'm not kneeling down to kiss a guy.
Oh my goodness. But wait though. But what are these poor little short guys supposed to do?
Find someone
Find shorter
than them.
girls.
Yeah, but what if they can't?
There's
Then
midgets
they-
out there.
Poor little guy.
They're
I feel bad for the short guys.
Well,
I mean, I married not a short guy, but I think about that a lot. I think about there's lots of short guys who are great guys. They just happen to be short.
and then
I
they
mean,
find
like-
great women who like short guys.
I mean, like, there's a certain, like, if a little bit shorter than that's fine, but if he's, like,
up to your navel is too
Yeah.
short for you,
yeah,
George.
like there's a guy, and I'll have to make up a name. Johnny, that's his name, and he's like so short. He's like probably up to here on me.
Now, but in high school they'll grow.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
But
So you better not diss them while they're short in
he
middle
used
school.
to be taller than me.
Because in high school they may be like the Jolly Green
He
Giant.
used to be taller than me.
Yeah.
And then I shot up, and now I'm like 5'2", 5'3" now, and he's still like 4'10".
Well, I think girls' growth spurts happen earlier than boys.
Yeah.
Age-wise. So you guys are in your growth spurt, but a lot of boys don't start it until like 9th or 10th grade.
Yeah, and I mean,
So what else besides no shorties?
Little
okay,
Boys.
tall. He has to be funny
Has to be funny.
because
okay.
I don't want to just talk to someone who's just like so bland.
Yeah.
monotone.
Yeah, monotone. They gotta be funny.
Uh-huh.
I don't, have a joke every once in a while. I would have to say trustworthy
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want a guy going behind my back.
And doing what? Playing cards?
Drugs.
Drugs?
Drugs. I would say like cheating or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And
Does
stuff
that
like
happen
that.
a lot?
To me,
People
it's-
get a lot of butt hurting?
Oh yeah,
No, they get elbow hurting.
elbow hurting. It's happened to me before, and then I just
Wait, you had a boyfriend and
Yes.
someone cheat? What?
Yes, I've had like one long
You
relationship.
had a boyfriend and he cheated on you?
Yeah,
Dirtbag.
yeah. So we broke up, and then
Well, yeah.
and then he started dating one
But
of
what
my
are you
friends.
doing with a boyfriend?
What do I
Georgia,
do?
you're way behind.
I guess so.
Yeah, and so then he started dating.
I'm not
one
going
of
to
my
date an
friends.
elf.
I know.
But see, that's the problem with a small town.
Exactly.
I went to your same school. I had the same
Yeah,
problem.
and I'm like, okay, don't hurt her. She's my best friend. We've been friends since preschool.
Right.
I was like, don't hurt her. You hurt her, it's going to be World War III. Don't hurt her. And so basically he started,
But he
Like-
had hurt you.
yeah, I didn't really care. I got over it, So I was like, don't hurt her. She doesn't take things like I do. I just
Yeah.
brush it off my shoulder,
Yeah.
Very laid back. She kind of holds a grudge.
Uh-huh.
So I'm
She
like-
gets butt hurt.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So I'm like, don't hurt her.
Left butt cheek, butt hurt.
There you go. And so he started, I would say, hanging out with other girls more and started, like, I don't know if you'd call it cheating or whatever, but she got really mad at him and wouldn't break up with him. I'm like, hun, you got to do it. If you're not happy, don't stay in this relationship. And she's like, but I don't want to hurt him. I was like, he's hurting you. So, I mean, what's the difference? If you hurt him, he's hurting you right now. And she wouldn't do it, so I had to break him up. I was like,
You broke up for
Yes,
her
I
with
had
him?
to.
Oh, my God.
I
There's
was-
so much drama already.
I was like, Billy,
I thought his name was Johnny.
no, that was a different guy.
Oh, you have two guys now?
No, Johnny was just an example.
She's a player.
Oh, my God.
No, so I was like, Billy, you're hurting Delaney. You can't do this, and she wants to break up with you. I'm sorry. I mean, you can go and talk to her. She'll say the same thing. And he's like, okay, and just walked off. I was like, okay,
So did they break up?
yeah.
So did she actually break up with him, or was that it?
That was it.
No way!
Yes!
You broke up for her?
Yes.
That's not healthy.
Because she wouldn't do it. And
But that's not your business.
I know, but she wanted me to.
You gotta leave her to do it.
She wanted me
Yeah, but
to.
now you're inserting yourself in someone else's drama. That's bad practice.
Oh, but me and Billy are good now. We're friends again. We're good.
Okay.
I was
Makes
like,
me nervous.
I was like, I'm sorry. I had to do it. She wasn't going to do it, and she was unhappy. He's like, oh, it's okay.
oh my God.
So we're good now.
So Georgia, what are you looking for in a boy? That he's male?
No, more like Mona.
Mona.
Except no, she's short.
You want a
We're
short
like
boy?
Priscilla.
No, I said no, she's short. More like Priscilla.
What makes you nervous about boys? Like liking boys?
I don't know.
Because you know it's inevitable. It's part of life. It's natural
Well,
to
yeah.
start liking boys and going, he's cute. I could really smooch on that guy.
That's weird.
I could really
That's not
smooch.
gonna go through my head.
It will one day.
I'm not gonna go, I'm gonna smooch on that guy.
It will one day.
I'm not gonna say smooch.
What are you going to say? Smack?
We-
I hope that guy doesn't butt hurt me.
We-
How many times can I say butt hurt?
We call cute guys pigeons.
You call cute guys pigeons?
Yes. Okay.
Why?
There's this whole thing. So if we see a pigeon, we go caca.
Oh, shut
Okay,
up.
so-
Pigeons don't say caca.
I don't know.
They go,
If he's older than us, it's called an owl.
oh my God.
If it's younger than us, it's a chick. If he has a girlfriend, it's a feather. If it's a bunch of cute guys, it's called a flock.
Okay, hold on. You're going too fast. Okay. Cute guy's a pigeon.
Yes.
Older guy's an owl. If he has a girlfriend, it's a feather.
Younger.
If he's younger, he's a chick. And what was the last one?
If it's a bunch of them, it's called a flock.
A flock.
Okay.
So you would say there's a flock of owls? Like
yeah,
there's a
if
bunch
they're
of older boys?
Or it's like, hey,
There's a
it's
flock of owls, but there are feathers everywhere. Like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Or like we'll be walking through somewhere and like I'll be like, yo, there's a pigeon, caw. And like my friend will be like, oh, he has a feather, and I'm like, dang it. So then we just keep walking.
That is hysterical.
We never go up and talk to him. We just like admire them from afar.
Georgia, do you have this code system?
No.
You are way behind the country mouse. The country mouse is taking over.
Okay, so if I am somewhere with my friends and they see a boy that they think is cute, usually one of them just starts screaming and then runs away.
Screaming and runs away.
All right, so one screams and runs away. And then somebody chases after them.
After the boy?
No, after the person.
After the person who screams and runs away. Okay.
And
Just
then
checking.
Two other girls usually
Freeze.
they turn, see what the screaming was about, and start talking about everything that they think is attractive about the boy.
Oh, really?
And
They
then-
start breaking it down?
Yeah, they start breaking it down, like making a list. And then me and my friend, who aren't exactly into boys yet, start coming and saying everything like, oh my God, his face reminds me of Barney, or just something like that.
You start cutting him up?
No, we just start
Barney.
looking at him, and then we say our first impression. Like, they say all the cute things, and we go, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Like, we just look at him and see what he reminds us of.
Interesting.
So I think you should start using this code system. It's a pretty good
Pigeon,
system.
pigeon,
caw.
Yeah, you just go like caca, and then yeah.
So high
Everyone
school is
knows.
coming.
I'm scared.
Are you scared?
I'm scared.
What are you scared of?
That there's like so many seniors and juniors, and they're so much taller than me.
Yeah, they
Because they're
are.
all like 6 foot, 4.
Do you
are
think they'll squish you,
tiny.
squish you, squish you, squish you?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
They won't.
And I'm just scared.
You
But
don't want to be.
I don't think I'll have any classes with them.
No.
Except for my advanced class. Because I have an advanced ELA and advanced literature class.
What's ELA?
English language arts.
Oh,
Jeez, Mom.
got it.
You don't know what
So
butt
I
slapping
might
is
have
or whatever that
like a
is.
class with some of them, but I don't think I will. So, and I might have them in my Spanish class because I got selected for Spanish,
Mm-hmm.
so I get to take Spanish all 4 years
Yeah.
instead of just 3.
Oh, okay. Cool. But what? Nothing else you're scared of? You're just scared of the older kids?
Yeah, probably the older kids, and they're gonna squish me.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. And the classes, because they're gonna be so much harder.
You think so?
Yeah,
Why do you think that's so?
because the teachers told us.
You don't think it's... Yeah, but teachers say that all the time. You don't think that it's going to be age appropriate?
I don't know.
Don't know. You're nervous about that?
Like, in 8th grade, they told us, like, this work's not going to be hard, and it wasn't. So
Then why would they give you work that's not hard?
They're lazy.
Well, for some kids, it was, like, challenging.
Yeah.
But, like, for me, it wasn't that hard. So I would knock it out and be done.
Right.
So
you're thinking next year may be a little more hard.
yeah.
Got it.
Because it's different topics. Because, like, we did Georgia history. And next year we'll be doing world history.
Ah.
And so we don't do U.S. history till 11th grade.
Oh, okay.
Imagine how boring Kansas history is.
Kansas history?
Yeah.
It's probably not.
Mom,
There
did you fart?
a lot going on in
There's
Kansas.
like,
what are you worried
there
about?
was a tornado and a
There were
girl.
a lot of tornadoes. Was the Dust Bowl in Kansas?
I don't know, man. And then there's this girl who went MIA and came back with some nice shiny shoes.
Totally.
No
So,
place like home.
what do you think about high school coming up?
Really kind of nervous.
Are you? Why?
Because I know one person going to my high school and we're not very close.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to really know anyone.
Yeah, but that'll change quick.
No, but like it was much easier to make friends. I feel like I've already said this, but it was much easier to make friends in elementary school because you would just go start playing a game.
Right.
And you'd be like, I'm Princess Fairy Pants.
Yeah.
Let's play. And then middle school, I knew half the kids going there. So like almost everybody in my elementary school class I've already made friends with. We're just transferring to this middle school class. So I already knew people, so I could like hang out with those people I knew and make friends at the same time.
Isn't it interesting that your closest friends you did not know from elementary school? By the end of the time,
Oh, but see,
at school, by the time you left 8th grade, your 4 closest friends were not anybody you knew
No,
when you
but-
started.
like in the beginning, I hung out with people from elementary school.
Yes.
You said
Yeah, from elementary school.
no. You said the name again.
I said elementary school.
No, before that.
I
Never
said
mind. Never mind.
I know.
But I would hang out with my friends from elementary school, and then I would not be as afraid to make friends because I already knew people.
So how did you make these new friends that were not from your elementary school?
Well, in 7th grade, my friend moved from one middle school to ours. And all of those people were in her class.
Oh.
So I started hanging out with her, and she would just like...
Oh, she went to school with the rest of the Disney
No,
butts?
no.
I'm confused. She didn't go to school with the Disney
No,
butts?
they were in her new class. Like there are 2 tracks in our class.
I see. I thought you meant she went to
No.
elementary school with
So
some of the
she was
people in your
their
group.
new class, and then we'd just start eating lunch with them. Like she'd be like, "Hey, I invited these people to lunch." So I was like, "Okay."
And you knew her
So-
from...
Girl Scouts.
Right. But she didn't go to your elementary school either, did she?
So I'd just hang out with all these people I didn't know, and then I'd just start talking to them.
So all of these people had the same elective, correct? Oh, isn't that interesting?
No, but we
So could it be
see,
argued?
Look. So in 6th grade for choir, they had 2 choir classes.
Yep.
Everyone that I was friends with in that little group was in the different choir classes.
Right.
So I didn't know them in 6th grade.
Right.
They knew each other though.
Yeah.
Then in 7th grade, everyone just hung out from everyone from their 6th grade choir class, and no one really integrated until like the 2nd semester.
Right. Of 7th grade.
Yeah. And then in 8th grade, everyone started being friends.
Right. You
Like,
kind of found your rhythm. So I think when you go to high school, well, let me ask you this. Do you think that some kind of extracurricular activity, like it doesn't have to be choir, but choir is an example, would be a good place to start to make friends? Because you all have similar
Probably.
interests.
Probably.
So maybe when you go to high school, you should look at something like tennis as a way to make friends with people. Tennis! Just saying.
Cough, cough.
It
Tennis.
doesn't really have to be tennis, but you should think about, what club do I want to join? Creative writing club, yearbook club, the stage hand club you were talking about
That's
doing.
after school though.
Yeah, it's after school. It's after school.
All right.
You'll have so many more clubs.
You know what's cool about after school? Is that if you're doing something you really enjoy, like yearbook or something, if you really enjoy that, you won't mind spending the time after school. You won't mind at all because it'd be something you're really into, and that's a great way to make friends. You don't have to make friends that way. You can just make friends by hanging out at lunch or recess, or well, you probably don't have recess in high school. Do you have recess in high school?
They have nutrition.
I don't remember. But
Nutrition.
so Georgia's going to an all-girls school. So that's going to be interesting. How do you think you'll be meeting boys?
Mom, they have a brothering school.
They have a brothering school?
Brothering.
Do they brother together?
No.
Brothering.
Okay, so they have football together.
Oh, okay.
So
the girls play football?
no, the guys play football and the girls cheerlead for the football team. And everyone from our high school is like supposed to go to the games.
Supposed to.
Like not supposed to, but like
But that's their high
That's
school.
their
If they
high
want to
school
root
game.
for somebody, that's the one they're
They're
supposed
allowed to go.
and they have a lot of like
to. Socials?
yeah, stuff. And I mean like they ride the bus together.
Oh, that's true. You will be riding the bus with a bunch of people. Well, you know a lot of boys.
7.
You know, 7
8.
boys. So that's good. So at least you'll know the 7 boys for the bus ride. I don't know that all of them. I know that our neighbor down the street here is taking the bus. Lives down at the end of the street. He was in orchestra. He went to elementary school with you.
He doesn't live down the street.
Yes, he does. Right here at the end of the street.
With the hedges?
Hedges? No, if you go down our street where
The
it's
right
like that,
side
and he
or the
goes
left
over there.
side?
Left side, all the way down at the end. Like where our street dead ends into the other street up by where Colleen lives. He lives up there. Never mind. Nobody wants to hear about this in this podcast. Okay, so when we go back to the lake in the summer, what is your favorite thing that you guys do? So just to preface it, my dad and Lexie's grandfather and their sister own a house together on a lake that we've had we've had property on the lake since I was 10. The house has only been there for about 15 years, but we've been going to this piece of property on the lake for like 30 years now. So it's something that our family's done forever. And we go back every summer for at least a week, sometimes longer. And what's your favorite thing to do when we get there?
Family game night.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
That's like the best night there.
I love
It
that.
is.
Because
Family game night.
everyone's like been doing everyone's tired, not exactly tired, but like everyone's been in the sun all day in the lake.
That's usually the day that we've been jet ski riding,
Yeah.
skiing too, and like that's been the longest day on
Like
the lake.
we've been
And
doing
usually
a lot of
we're
stuff.
all like so ready to go to bed, but then we're like, wait, it's family game night. We got to cheer up. So then everyone gets like super hyper, and we play spoons, and then Candyland, and we play Life, and
we play every game.
we play like every game down there.
It's really
Remember-
fun, right?
Remember one year we played Candyland poker?
Candyland poker.
Yes,
Interesting.
Bert made it up.
I bet he did.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we did when I was kids down there too.
And then one year Dad put hot sauce on Isla's hair because she wouldn't stop sucking on her hair.
Oh,
And
God,
he
yeah.
dipped. She was like asleep on the table, and he dipped it in hot sauce. And he started sucking on her hair again, and just
What excellent parenting,
remember
Bert. Excellent parenting.
crazy.
What's your least favorite thing about the lake?
the bugs?
The bugs.
There are a lot of bugs.
There
The
are
bugs aren't that bad down there.
No, but like if you open the door and then they like
At night,
go on, yeah.
there's so many
If
bugs.
you open the door, it's not as bad in the daytime. But if you open the door, then even for a little bit, all these bugs start going on the ceiling, and then you wake up the next morning and half of them are dead on the table.
Well, you know, that is something different. We don't really have bugs like that in California. The bugs in Georgia will, like, you could put a saddle on them and ride them around the room. They're so
yeah.
big. But we don't have that out here. So I bet that would be a big adjustment. What's your least favorite thing about the lake, Lexie?
I don't really know. I like the lake, so
Yeah, I don't have a least favorite
I would
thing. I don't like
say-
cooking. I cook the whole time I'm there.
I would say probably that the driveway is so long,
Yeah.
and there's only a little bit of concrete at the top of it, so we can't really like ride the scooters or ride the bikes.
Yeah. You wish it were
Like
more usable,
yeah,
the
'Cause the-
driveway.
Well, we did the
And the-
go-kart last year.
yeah.
Do you ever go when we're not there?
Mm-hmm.
You do?
Well, not anymore.
No, why
Because
not?
of other things with the real estate agents.
Oh,
and like how we're
they're
like renting it out.
Yeah, they're renting it out.
But before we did all that, we go every year for New Year's.
New Year's.
And we just stay at the lake
That's cool.
and we shoot fireworks. And then we go sometimes for Labor Day, and we spend like the whole long weekend down there, and we get the boat and go riding and everything. But sometimes me and Nana, we just go down there, and like we reupholstered the seats last year for the reunion, and like we just like clean up down there.
That's cool.
Just clean the whole house.
I love that place. It's a very special place to me. I love that place. I wish we lived where we could go all the time, but a little bit of a long drive.
Yeah.
A little bit of a long drive. What has been your favorite thing you've done in California?
I don't know, because I like all of it.
You like all of it?
Yeah.
It's been a good trip?
Yeah.
She's gonna live with me.
Oh, is
Yeah.
she?
We're gonna live together.
Are you? When is that happening?
Me, Bert, and Georgia made this whole plan that I'm just going to finish my high school career out here.
Oh, really? Yeah,
She's come to
he
college
has
here.
for years. Bert has said, I don't understand why they don't just send her out here to live. As if you have like deadbeat parents who don't take care of you. You have great
Exactly.
parents. You
Yeah.
have no problems at home. There's no reason why you should leave your mom or dad.
We had an hour and a half. We
But-
were driving. I don't even remember where we were driving from, but it was like far away. And I think it was like a 30, 45-minute drive. But he had this long conversation about his plan for sending Lexie out here for college and her
Oh,
living
yeah.
with me.
College?
Yeah,
in
he had that
college.
plan. He's had that plan for years. He wanted you to come, you two to go to the same college here. Not to go to the same college like of your choice, but somewhere here so you could live. You know what he wants to do is right next door to us is a triplex, which is like three apartments in one building. He wants to buy the triplex so that our kids can live in the triplex literally next door while they go to college. And I'm like,
be okay
there's
with
something
that.
really healthy about not living with your parents when you're in college. You need to not
Exactly.
live with your parents. And that
mean-
includes next door.
I mean, I love you. I love Dad. I love Isla because she's going to be here when I go to college.
Yep.
But I mean, I don't want to live next door.
Yeah, Mom was
He's
like,
not going to have
when
gonna get his way.
when my brother was graduating, Mom's like, go off college somewhere, leave the house, leave this
Yeah.
town.
It's healthy.
And then she was talking to me, she's like, where do you want to go to college? And I was like, oh, this college, and it's like 6-7 hours away. She's like, no, you can't go. I'm like,
Why?
And she's like, because it's too far away. I was like, Mom, you wanted me to leave this town. You want me
Right.
to, experience. She's like, but it's different. You're a girl.
Oh.
And I'm like, so? And the college I want to go to, it has a good nursing program, and I want to go into the medical field
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So she's like, I don't know. I want you to go to college, but I don't know if it's that far away. Like, there's a good college just like right up here in town. You can just go to that one.
No.
Like,
There is a good college in your hometown that has a good nursing school,
Mm-hmm.
but still, you should go where you want to go if you can afford it,
Yeah.
And in Georgia, they
And
have the
it's-
Great Hope Scholarship.
Yeah,
and-
we have Hope Scholarship,
Yeah.
and then you don't have to pay out-of-state tuitions.
Right. So, so you want to be a nurse or like a
Well,
nurse?
Physical therapy.
Oh, you want to be a physical therapist? That's a great job.
It's very competitive.
Is it?
Field is.
It is?
Very competitive.
How so? What do you mean?
Like, it's when you go into the nursing program, you have to get whoever has the higher grades and the higher this, you're more likely to get accepted
Oh,
to
I
go
see.
to a different class.
Got it.
To get more of your degree done. So if you have all A's, you're most likely going to get picked. If you have like all A's and some B's, you're not as likely. It's very
Right.
competitive.
Oh, I see
Because
what
there's
you mean.
so many people going into that field.
That want to be physical therapists. It's a great job. Georgia, what do you want to do?
I don't know.
Don't know?
I was talking to Dad about it, and he just asked me, and I said, I don't know. He said, what about working in the film business? And I was like, if I do that, then I'll be away from where I live a lot,
Yeah.
and I just like will never be in one place, and I don't exactly want to do that. Like, it sounds fun, but like, I don't know.
That doesn't really fit with your personality.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's something you decided to do. But that's not, if I thought, well, what should Georgia do? I wouldn't think never be in the same place twice. That wouldn't fit with your personality to me. So I wonder what it is. What do you, is there anything you look forward to doing in your life now? Like, you write a lot.
I don't know.
You're excited about working with kids at camp this year.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about like going to be either like a therapist, or maybe some type of lawyer.
Oh,
because
interesting.
I was talking to Dad about. I think we were in the car again, and he said something, and I disagreed with him, and then I had this long conversation about why he was wrong.
Oh,
and
boy.
he said, "You sound exactly like my father." I was like, oh, fun.
And he's a lawyer.
So then that got me started thinking. I was like, maybe being a lawyer would be fun.
You know, Miss Steele, your 4th grade teacher, who thinks the world of you, was a pretty tough teacher. She told me she thought that you would be an excellent debate person, that you always had an interesting point of view and perspective, and that you were, and I can say this too, you have always been really articulate. You've been able to take your thoughts and put them into words very clearly from the time you were very, very small.
She's
like
very good at
too
that.
young to be able to
good at
say, you know what, I'm not feeling well, and I think it's because of something I ate at like 2. You've always been that way. So one thing to do is to pay attention to who you are when you're trying to figure out what you want to do, and to see what your strengths are. And if you know that you're really good at articulating your thoughts and feelings, both a therapist and a lawyer is good at that. Really good at that, because a therapist will listen, and then they can give perspective or advice as to what that person needs help with. And a lawyer is the same. They listen, and they can interpret the law and then formulate an argument that supports their person's needs or case or whatever. So it's really smart to think that way and think of, what am I good at? Because usually if something you're good at is something you'll enjoy. When you're older, I want to have the guy that gave me the personality evaluation, the behavioral evaluation, to give you the same test. He will do it for seniors in high school, and that gives you a good indication as to where you would be happiest in a job. So I think that would be a really good tool for anybody that's in high school to reach out to Jair or someone like him to get one of those behavioral analysis tests done. So you can go, oh, you know, I'd be really good at that. I had the community college here in Pasadena. Their counseling office a long time ago would let you come in and take a test about where you would be most suited for a career. So I did that. I did that about 10 years ago. Do you want to know what my number 1 careers were?
What?
My top 3. Number 1, police officer. Number 2, farm manager. Number 3 was writer. So I was a writer for years, and I started writing again with Dad, but I thought it was pretty funny. Police officer.
That'd be a fun job.
Yeah, we took a similar to a personality test in like 6th or 7th grade, can't remember, and it gave you would go through this long list of careers and things that you like to do.
Yeah.
It's like, so you like to draw, you would click it.
Yeah.
You're good with animals,
yeah,
you click it, and it would range all those together and give you a job.
Right.
And I think I got like a pre-K teacher, because I love kids. I'm great with kids. I love people. I'm great with people. And I'm great with animals. And they're like, you could be a pre-K teacher.
Oh.
You know, you can deal good with the parents. You can deal good with the kids. You can bring animals in. I'm like, but I don't want to wipe snotty noses.
No.
I'm not about that.
Not that good with people.
Yeah.
With kids.
Not that good.
Right.
So.
I think something that'd be really fun is like going, not exactly like a crime scene, but if something happened and going there and investigating it.
Like a forensics person?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I've
That would
always
be
thought
really
about
fun.
doing that.
Forensics
Yeah.
would be so fun.
You just have to have a strong stomach. Because
I can watch people get shot in the head and I don't care.
Yeah, like I watched this.
So you've seen that often, have you? Like real live people?
No, like if I watched one movie one time and it was really graphic, and then this girl was like, I think she was looking for like a key card, and she's like, give me the card, and she shot him in the head, and it was like really graphic, and I was like, ooh. And then she was stuck in this bathroom with a dead guy, and she was missing like this part of her finger, and the gun that she needed this part, like a fingerprint, so she cut the dead guy's finger off and like put a needle in it, like stuck a needle in it, and then wrapped it around her hand, and then used the gun, and I was fine with it.
Which is really the same as seeing someone's head blown apart in front of you. You are a kookaroo girl.
Yeah, like there's a show called Bones, and it's like my favorite show.
Yeah.
That and Criminal Minds, watch it all the time. And like there's these episodes where this guy got killed, and they put him in a big like 50-gallon tank of soap because the soap would deteriorate him. And so they pulled him out, and he was just like there, and I was like, that's so cool. Like someone took the time to put him in soap. Like, what?
Maybe you're just a criminal.
I'm not a criminal. I'm like,
Maybe you're a sicko, Lexie.
no.
No, that sounds cool.
See? But
That
I'm like,
sounds
that would be
cool.
cool to figure out how he died.
Yeah.
Or like how
To
that person
rinse
put him.
the soap off him.
Yeah,
and
because
see
they
how he
had to
died.
like,
A hose.
they had to like, and you have to do it so carefully too, to not damage the bones.
Totally.
Because you can damage all the evidence.
Right.
So they had to like carefully cut the soap off, and it was like a montage of them just cutting the soap off and like getting him free from the soap.
It's disgusting.
And I
No,
was
it's
like,
not.
that's so cool. And I
Just
was like,
watch it.
oh, I need to go into a forensic, field. I'll do that. Then I was like, wait, I don't really know if I will like that.
Right.
Because there's different types. You can be like an anthropologist, or you can do something with the organs, or you can do a bug, or like Isla, for her, she would be great to be a forensic artist, where you go and you just draw the person's face so you can identify them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, well, I can't draw.
Yeah.
I was like, that fits
That's
Isla to
not
a
for
T.
me. Right.
Yeah, so I was like, no, I'll just do physical therapy.
Oh, just do physical
I'll
therapy.
just do physical therapy.
I'll stick with that.
Yeah.
Well, if I could recommend anything, I would recommend going to school away from home. It doesn't have to be far, but living on your own. I would also recommend traveling at some point, because traveling expands your mind and perspective so much. I also would recommend getting a job as a waitress at some point in your young life, because you have to learn so many skills when you're a waitress. You have to multitask unbelievably, and if you can be a successful waitress, you can do just about anything in life, I believe. And I also think that you should I think nowadays there's a trend toward kids going to a community college before going to a large like university, and I think that's really smart, so that you're transitioned from high school to your like classes that you need for physical therapy. There's classes you take, English, math, science, that you could take at any college and wouldn't really matter.
Your core classes.
Yeah, you can take that at your community college and just kind of chill and enjoy yourself, because they're not as rigorous as the big school. There's not so much socially going on, and it's not such a big adjustment. So
And I don't know if y'all have this, but at my high school, you can dual enroll, where you, our cousin did it.
yeah,
And she like dual enrolled in like her sophomore year.
Yeah.
And was going to the college, doing
Yeah.
online classes and finishing her core classes, so she wouldn't have to go to college as long.
right,
And she did them all through her high school career.
right,
And so she was done with like, I think her English class
right.
by the time she got out of high school.
That's great. That's very ambitious.
Oh,
But
yeah.
at the same time, I think that you don't need to be so ambitious. Just
Yeah.
be in high school and be a cheerleader or be in the debate team, and just don't worry about it. Have fun, enjoy yourselves. So tomorrow we're going to the beach.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to that. Have you ever been in the Pacific Ocean?
No.
No. Big
cold.
waves, man. Scary
I'm
waves.
excited.
They scare me.
Cold.
Well,
It is cold. It's really cold.
When you go to Florida in the Gulf Coast, the waves can get big when you have like a red flag or a double red flag, and that's the time to boogie board. I love boogie boarding. It's like the best thing ever.
Well, the big waves they have for boogie boarding is kind of our regular wave.
Okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah.
You can boogie board just about any day of the year here.
Yeah, see, when you
super
go
easily.
to Florida, you have to go on the good day where it's either a yellow flag or a red flag.
Yeah.
They tell you not to be in the water.
Yeah.
But everyone's still in the water.
They tell you not to be in the water because the riptide's there.
Yeah.
The riptides are really bad in Florida.
Yeah.
They're here too, but they're really bad in the Gulf.
Yeah, when you have like double red flags, they shut the beach down.
Yeah.
And like put yellow tape up, and they're like, if you go in the water, you're gonna die.
You're going to be sucked out to sea.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to be fun.
Yep.
Well, I'm glad you came out to visit. Will you come back?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
That's
She's
like,
living with me, don't you?
Yeah.
I forgot. You're moving in.
Yeah,
we need to build one more room on the house. I'm sure you don't want to sleep on Isla's bottom bunk every day.
It's a comfy bed.
It is a comfy bed. I sleep in there
comfy
almost
bed.
every night if Bert's home because he snores. And by the time, 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm on that bottom bunk.
It's nice in there.
Anything else you guys want to say? Talk about? What an awesome mom I am or anything like that?
You are a good mom.
You think so?
Yeah, you always wake up and have breakfast ready. You're like, all right, let's do this. Pack your lunch. All right, it's time to go.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. What say you to that, Georgia? What say you, huh?
You're pretty good. I don't know what Isla would probably disagree with me at like 7 o'clock in the morning, but
Isla is a jerk at 7 o'clock in the morning. No way around it. She's a jerk. And I was a jerk at 7 o'clock in the morning at her age. So I understand from where the jerkness comes. But it's not fun to be on the receiving end of the jerk behavior.
one time I turned, she was like, I was with Dad. This was when you were in London. And I was with Dad, and she was sleeping in the top bunk. And I said, Isla, we had to go to the friend's house.
Yeah.
So like all the other moms who were with you, we were going to those families' houses.
Yeah.
Because Dad didn't want to do breakfast, so we were all doing breakfast at each other's houses.
Because a group of moms went to London together and a group of dads stayed here and
and
took
watched
care of
the
all the
kids.
kids. It was amazing.
It was
for
really
me.
fun. It was fun for
Dad
the kids.
spent more money on food than I spent on my entire trip.
No, it was like really fun for the
But-
kids. But anyways, we had to go to breakfast, and I was like, when we did that, everyone would just go to the house. We were having breakfast in PJs and a sweatshirt.
Yeah.
And just like flip-flops because no one really cared. And we were going to another person's house, and we were supposed to be there by like 9 o'clock because they wanted to get their day started.
Yeah.
So it was like 8:30, and Isla hadn't gotten out of bed, and Dad had told her to wake up like 5 or 6 times. So one time I grabbed the megaphone that we have.
Yeah.
I put it on the siren and turned the lights on and off. I was like, Isla, get up! There's a fire!
Oh,
And then she went, Where's the fire? And I said, we have to go, there's a fire. And she threw a sweatshirt on, threw flip-flops on, ran out of the house and tried to get in the car. And she's like, there's no fire.
That was kind of mean.
So mad.
That was kind of mean,
She
Georgia.
got so mad at me.
Yeah, I would imagine. There's a fire.
I feel like it's healthy to get up in the morning because then you don't waste most of your day.
I agree.
I like waking up at 6 a.m.
I don't like
I don't know
waking up
why.
at 6 a.m.
I
But
just
I
like to
the
wake
morning.
up at 6 a.m. because I'm like, okay, sun's coming up, I get to see the sun come up and see the sun go down.
But you haven't done that on this trip.
Not on this trip.
No.
I've been sleeping till like 9 and it has been great.
Yeah.
It has been great.
Yeah, but Isla sleeps till like 1 in the morning. Or 1 in the
Isla sleeps till
afternoon.
11 or 12.
Yeah.
Isla is a freaking bear in the morning.
At
She's
the lake,
not
I
fun.
think one time she slept till like 1
Yeah.
and I was like, how is she sleeping so late?
No, we had already gone. We had been sunscreened. We had like already gone in the lake. We
I
came
think-
back up.
I think me and you went tubing.
We went tubing without her. I don't know where Abigail was. I don't think she was with us. But we went tubing. We ate lunch. We had done everything, and she got up out of bed. And she's like, did you guys go swimming without me?
And I was like, good morning, sunshine. I was like, oh, wait, good afternoon, sunshine.
Yeah, right.
And she's like, what time is it? I was like, just 1 o'clock. She's like, oh, my.
Yeah, she's a hoot. I think once she gets awake, she's okay. But it's the act of waking up is not so good. One day, your dad was trying to wake her up. She didn't want to wake up. And she goes, Dad, you're tugging on a tiger's tail. I was like, what? You're tugging on a tiger's tail, Dad. I don't want to get up. She's a hoot. Well, I'm really glad you came to visit. You have to come again.
I will.
Not so long between the times.
Yeah, it'll probably be like
Next summer.
Yeah.
Awesome. That'd be so fun to come every summer.
Yeah.
That'd be
like
awesome.
start a tradition, like y'all come to the lake.
Yeah, we come to the lake every summer. I guess we started that when Georgia was probably about 5.
Bring
4.
Abigail with you though.
We used to come to
I will.
Easter.
I'll bring her next year.
Well, they thought about Abigail is another cousin. She is a cousin of Lexie's, first cousin of Lexie's. Abigail's my second cousin. So
our third cousin.
I think it's your third or your second once removed. I can't keep up with that.
Or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're cousins.
She just graduated high school. And so usually when we go to the lake, it's my 2 girls and Lexie and Abigail spend the whole time at the lake
And
together.
Daniel just comes and then
Daniel
leaves.
is Abigail's brother, and he's older than Abigail, so he kind of ebbs and flows in and out of the lake.
He just pops in and out.
He comes
He
in,
does.
eats something, and leaves.
Puts a hammock in a tree,
Pretty much.
disappears, gets on a kayak.
Goes jet ski. Rides a jet ski for a little bit.
It's a pretty amazing trip because we have kayaks and jet skis and
One
fishing
time
boats
we
and
were
ski boats
kayaking.
and-
I don't know. It was. I think we had 3. I don't know where the 4th one was, but it was.
Oh, I think me and Abigail were on the 4th one.
You both were on the 4th one. Then it was Daniel on one, me on the other, and Isla on one. And they have like little coves. So we went around the lake into a cove, and then Isla decided she got too tired.
And she gave up.
So
on
she
paddling.
gave up. So then she gave up, and we couldn't leave her there. So we strapped, there's like a little backrest. So we strapped one end of the backrest to Daniel's kayak, the other to mine. I paddled on this side, and he paddled. We were like a boat paddling
How
back to the
funny.
lake house.
That's really fun.
I remember sitting on the dock watching them come back, and I was like, what is going on? And
Because they
Daniel
had already
goes-
like gone and left.
Yeah, and Daniel was like, she gave up.
She gave up.
And then like you can not break it in half, but like you can separate the paddles. So he just took the left side and I took the right side. We were just paddling. Isla was laying down. She was totally fine.
But you're blaming her as if you didn't go into agreement with her to drag her in. You're the one that attached her boat to yours.
No, she said she would not paddle. There was no way she would paddle without us dragging her.
Yeah.
And we didn't
So then
wanna
you
leave
say,
her.
see you later, sucker.
No.
Good luck getting home.
Oh,
Well, I
we
wouldn't
didn't
have
think
left
about
her either because, there's crazy people on that lake.
There are
some crazy
Yeah.
people.
And they'll
Oh,
come in
really?
like on boats and they'll get so close to the cove, like way closer than they're supposed to be. There's boat laws and stuff. And then there's so many big waves and you're just like, I can't move. It's like never ending on the waves.
Interesting. Didn't you see some otters in that cove? No, Isla did.
No, not that
Brandy-
time.
With Leslie and
I thought it was Brandy. No, Leslie.
and
Howard.
no, and Howard maybe.
I get those two mixed up.
Cousins.
I
Anyway,
don't know which one is
Yeah,
which.
Yeah, they.
you don't know which one is which of what.
Leslie and Brandy. I
because
don't
they
remember.
look so much alike, in my opinion.
Gosh, they look nothing alike to me.
Especially because I never see them.
Yeah.
So when I see pictures, I'm like, which one is which?
That's so funny.
No, because like if I'm trying to think of somebody like if you had like 2 people that were sisters that looked similar, then you'd say they'd look alike if you don't see them very often. But you probably have seen them more than I have. Like when one of them walks in, I go, "Is that Brandy or Leslie?" I have no idea.
Yeah.
But you're like, "Oh, that's this." I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, like at Christmas.
Which one
they
has a
trade
baby?
out each year for
Oh,
coming
they
to
do.
Christmas. So I'm like, Nana, who's this?
Which one?
I'm like, which one is this? And she's like, oh, it's this one. I'm like, oh, hey. And just like put on a fake smile like I knew who they were.
My goodness.
Which one is the baby?
Brandy has the baby.
Yeah.
And she lives in San Francisco
Brandy
with
has the baby.
Howard.
Then where does Leslie live?
Leslie lives in Georgia
Yeah.
with Bradley and dogs.
And dogs.
Bradley
They have
has
dogs. And baby birds at their house.
They have
Oh,
baby
they're the
birds.
ones with the
Baby
dogs.
birds.
Okay.
They're the ones.
They're the ones that
They're the
came to
ones
the
with
lake last year.
Yes.
Yeah, and then they brought their dogs and started.
So
Okay.
Brandy and Howard are coming this year when y'all come.
Are you sure?
Yes.
I'm not sure about that.
Because they're coming for Papa Jay's birthday party.
Oh, they are.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Okay.
So we get to see the baby too.
Nice. I love that little baby. She's a cutie pie. Okay, let's wrap this up because I'm
Yep.
sure nobody cares about our family. But
doubt it.
thanks for doing my
I
podcast
care.
with me.
Thanks for
What'd you
having
think?
me.
Was it fun?
Yeah.
Wasn't so bad, right?
No.
No, it's not bad.
Isla made it sound worse than it was.
Isla is a goofball.
Isla said dadding, momming, and parenting
Dadding and momming and parenting.
as
Isla's a
descriptions.
goofball. All right. Well, until next time, thanks for listening.